Hi, this is Nicola Whitehall. Welcome to my channel. This is just going to be a short description of some of my services and how you pay for them. On this channel, you might hear me teaching or reading out what God's saying to me personally, or doing prophecies for another person, or prophetic insight into another person's life and destiny, or later on I might be doing prophecies to people more in general. I hope to do, prophecies for groups of people or over countries. So I'd like to do more teaching on the hearing the word of God on prophecy and just various different things. I want to do more competitions so you have more of a chance to win. I'll be doing a competition over the next few days to win a few people to win some heaven trips. So that will be coming up in the next few days. So basically, my main service is prophetic words. People want guidance and direction sometimes, and I can't promise God will provide in a prophecy exactly what you're asking, but I usually find God might answer one or 2 points, or he might indicate something else that's more important that he wants you to know. So he knows what you're going through. He understands what you're going through, and he wants to tell you and show you what you need to know in the season of your life, and he will speak to you with what you need. So I normally do about 20-21 minutes audio recording, which I record in 3 parts, like 3 lots of 6 or 7 minute audio recordings attached to 3 emails. Or I can do a 20-minute recording on video, just like this video, and that can be attached to your email as a Google Drive attachment. Alternatively, if you allow me, I can put it up on YouTube, either publicly on my channel, or I can put it on YouTube for you, but have it unlisted, meaning that you'll get a private link and the public won't be able to see your video, only you will. So there's several options there. So a prophetic word is $60 New Zealand dollars, is where I'm from, is New Zealand. $40 US dollars is usually what it turns out to be. Sometimes with the exchange rate it's 37 or 41. It just kind of shifts around, but 60 New Zealand dollars. The other service I do is Prophetic Blueprints. And this is kind of, I do a Microsoft Word document. I listen to the Lord for several hours, and I get about 12 to 16 points. I try and do that as a minimum of just different areas and skills, talents that you have, and the Lord will expand on how, specifics on how he wants to use you in those areas, and sometimes he'll do specific details on exactly what he'll have you doing. So it could be spiritual gifts like teaching, discipling, evangelist, pastor, and he could tell you exactly in what niche you're going to do those things and what part of those things. Could be about you being a manager, helping people with mental illness, being a fireman, a florist, an architect, a documentary maker, a pilot for missionaries. Those are just things I'm making up, but when the Lord speaks, he comes up with all sorts of interesting things that I wouldn't ever imagine or come up with. So you'll get a 4 to 7 page Microsoft Word document, and I'll also make a video for you of at least 30 minutes, usually 30 to 45 minutes, but 30 minimum, depending on what the Lord gives me. I'll do the video, and the thing is, I've already written down the text, so I'm reading out the text on the video, but often the Lord will give me a extra information, extra revelation while I'm doing the video, so you'll get extra stuff in the video usually that isn't in the Microsoft Word document. And often I do a spontaneous prophecy at the end of your forecast, so you'll get a prophecy on the video which also won't be recorded. And often I like to do a pre-written prophetic word, just a short one, before the prophetic blueprint. So these are 235 New Zealand dollars, which when I first set the price is about 150 US dollars. Because of the exchange rate, it now turns out at about 158 US dollars. You pay me in New Zealand dollars, but because of the exchange rate, it can be less than 150 US, it can be more. You just need to, Google, Google in 235 New Zealand dollars is equal to, and then type your currency and find out how much money it is for you at that time. Another service I do is 12-month prophetic forecasts. So if we're in March, like if we're March the 20th or March on any day, then we'll start in April, and I'll give you a couple of paragraphs for each month. Just what the Lord is showing me is going to happen that month. It could be in your spiritual life, your emotional life. It could be places of growth, areas of where He's strengthening you or cleansing you out or bringing you into new things, whatever it is that He wants to tell you. And it's the same as the Prophetic Blueprint. You'll get a 4 to 7 page Microsoft Word document. You also get a video, minimum of 30 minutes. And same as Blueprint, I do a written prophecy, short one, before the 12-month prophetic forecast, and just spontaneously in the video I'll do a one off the cuff. So these 12-month prophetic forecasts, with your 1 to 2 paragraphs of prophecy for each month for the whole year, are 190 New Zealand dollars. That when I first set the price was around 120 US. Currently it's around 128. But as the currency goes up and down, it could be more or less. The second to last service I'm talking about today that I have is prophetic coaching. This is where I write out a prophecy for you. So normally with me you'll get prophecies which are audio or video, so they're spoken. But this one you'll get a written out prophecy of 2 to 2.5 pages, or maybe more, 3 pages, whatever it is, however much the Lord gives me. And then I read it out to you on the phone, so either messenger phone, which is Facebook phone, or possibly Zoom or Skype, whatever is suitable for you and me. And I make it an audio call, not a video call, just to avoid distraction, just so that to keep the focus. And as I go through the prophetic word, God just gives me revelation, and He just unfolds more information. So it's kind of like an unpacking, and a kind of like just giving more revelation. And also there'll be the opportunity for the person that's receiving the coaching to ask questions about their walk or about something that's in the prophecy they don't understand. You'll get the prophecy a few minutes before, maybe 5 minutes before the actual call. We'll schedule a time that suits us both, have to work out the time zones. And yeah, that's New Zealand $120, which varies between kind of 75 to 85 US dollars. The most recent service which I'm offering is Heaven Trips. So these are usually an hour to an hour and a quarter, though usually I tend to go over time. So these, like the prophetic coaching, are done over Skype or messenger phone, Zoom or whatever. So it's not like when people have near-death experiences and their spirit leaves their body and they go to heaven. It's learning to use your spiritual eyes, your spiritual ears, your spiritual sense of feeling and sensing, and with your mind's eye going into heaven. We take a transport into heaven, usually of different types, of whatever the Lord gives us, and we go through space and we go into heaven. And we've had different people go to different places. Some people go to mansions, or their mansion, or the throne room, or fields of glory, just different places, all sorts of places. You might see a saint, you might see someone you know, you might see Jesus in another form. And just, I find that pretty much, well, actually in every call I've done, you'll get some sort of ministry. The Lord will usually embrace you, speak to you, what He wants to speak into His life. It's usually, I find it's very healing for people. He'll speak to you, and you'll have time with him in heaven, interacting with him and doing various things. Different people have different levels of seeing into the spirit, or some people don't see so much, but they might sense angels around them, or they'll sense that Jesus wants to talk to them, or whatever it is. Some people will just hear God speak to them in their mind. And so that all helps for the heaven trip if you can do that. Otherwise, you can purchase books on seeing in the spirit or ascending into heaven to get ideas on how it all works. But if you don't see or hear so much in the spirit, all it really takes is practice. When I first started taking heaven trips, I practically saw nothing. The other person taking on the heaven trip just said, this is what I see, and this is what I see, and this is what Jesus is saying to you, and this is what they're doing, and now we're here, and now we're on a mountain, and now we're in, in a house. And I could see little bits, and as we went, as I gained confidence that I could see into the spirit rather than thinking I can't see anything. People would say they can see angels and all sorts, and I could never see it in the spirit. But as I gained my confidence, I began to see things, and then I began to see things that the other person couldn't see, and sometimes I couldn't see things, and the person would describe something, and then I'd be able to see it. So it's all very exciting, and you can also bring a question or two to the Father or to Jesus that you have. So it was prophesied over me in August that in the Rosh Hashanah season of 2020, that during these heaven trips, God was going to give me the hidden keys to men's, women's, and children's lives that will bring instant healing to their minds, their bodies, and their souls. So I know that will be happening at some point. I can't promise that God will do that on your trip, on your heaven trip, but it will happen for some of you because that's what has been prophesied, and these prophecies come true. So that's the heaven trip. So to order any of my services, if you look in the description tag, there is the website link, or just go to www.gloryrealm777.com. Just go to links, and under the links section there's a page. It says Nicola Whitehall. If you read the services, there's a list of services, and under the service you want, just click the PayPal donate button, the yellow button. Either you can email me, or there's a note to seller in the PayPal process when you're paying the money, where you can write in the name of the person that's, say, having the prophecy, their age, their gender, the email you want it sent to, whether they're a Christian or not. I do prophecies for people who are non-Christians. I sometimes do prophecies for babies and very young people, 3 months old or 4 or 5 years old, when you can't always tell that much about a person, especially when they're a toddler. But I have done prophecies for them. The other services, like Prophetic Blueprints, 12-month Prophetic Forecast, and Prophetic Coaching, whatever else I have, they're really only suitable for Christians. That's what I feel most comfortable doing at the moment. But if you have a non-Christian friend that you want a prophetic word for, I can do that, and I have done that. The prophecies tend to be slightly different because you're not speaking to a Christian person, but all loving, all encouraging, as God loves to do. I've found some people, because they're in a country where PayPal is not easily accepted, they've tried to press my donate buttons and pay the money, and it's unable to do that. But I think this is how they did it. Just go, if you can't use my donate buttons for any reason, or if you want to pay in a different way, you just go to paypal.com, www.paypal.com, go to tools, or just go to send money, type in my email address, nicolawhitehall777.com, at gmail.com. nicolawhitehall777 at gmail.com. Yes, that's it. And then just put the amount in New Zealand dollars. I'm not sure. I think it will show you your currency, how much that is at, but it will definitely show the amount in New Zealand dollars. And that's about all I have to say to you. I hope you enjoy using my services and watching more of the videos, which I hope to do more of very soon. And as I said, in the next few days, there'll be a competition coming where you can win the heaven trips I was telling you about today. So God bless and go well.